What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Blaze King, and welcome to Yuri Monday. And today I actually think I'll be able to binge a bunch of these, so you'll see the same shirt, same intro, but at least I'll be able to binge a good amount of these, maybe even the rest of them. But of course I gotta make some room for Wanari in a little bit. But that said, let's get started with the usual caveats and intro type stuff. Number 2 would be the, if any, sort of thought process about anything I say, do, or anything of the episode. Please, it is always encouraged to drop a comment. If it's a little insulting, it's still good for the algorithm, good for the soul, and very helpful and free. As is letting the video run through when we get the watch time, hitting the like button, subscribing, and all that good stuff. That being said, let's start catching up because we're only at episode 5, and just like everything else this season, it's about to come to a conclusion. So I gotta use my day to binge. That's it. Let's go. Oh, now Rue's good friends with them, so is she gonna start getting jealous? Is that how things progress? Jealousy? Jimmy Senpai! Why? Why Jimmy? I thought they agreed on something else. Like, damn, why Jimmy? Her adding the senpai just made Rue flustered on that one. Which, aren't they the same grade? Or is she a year older? And she sees the three of them being friends together like, well, this is awkward, but intriguing. Yeah, Atori is definitely jealous. Love it. Okay, haven't even seen this chick before, and yet she's pulling off way more than you could ever hope with Atori here. Wild. Damn! And the immediate shock on her face when Atori is like, but I don't want you to give me nicknames. I want you to give me nicknames. What the fuck does that mean? Like, he even has to put up a little abbreviation. Okay, technically in Atori's mind, this is actually probably pretty close to accurate, depending on, based on how she depicts you in her mind. We're not gonna get another one of those images of you, are we? Because, like, I'm not against it, but also, I just want to make sure she's a person, right? Probably, she says. I mean, yeah, okay, sure, it's anime, so, like, you never know when somebody is actually an animal, but is just human-coded. It's kind of like there are certain animals that are, like, something else on the outside, but internally they're just cat-coded or something. Okay. But also, actually, I was about to say, did she ever agree to that? But she actually probably did. I ain't gonna lie, I was outright expecting her to say something else when being asked what kind of nickname she would like from you. Because listen, if you think that somebody is classified as your pet, basically, usually there's only, one kind of nickname somebody wants to be called by their pet, and it's... I didn't actually expect her to give this some thought. Unless she's just gonna, like, come down to that anyway, which is still possible. Is that fucking clamshell? We're gonna get explanation to that, right? Because, like, I just see a clamshell. The visible irritation of her friend right there. Like, it's not being animated in this moment. I could play it. Actually, matter of fact, hold on. Roll the clip. You see what I mean? The way her eyes just twitch right there. Kind of like Maizen Wanari at the end of that one episode. Just her eyes twitched in sheer irritation. It had that exact vibe, but less jealousy. Maybe. I love how the other girl gave off some pretty gay vibes herself. First moment on screen, and ever since that, getting all the things from Atori that she has been, she's actually now just kind of standing there like, so my best friend is weird as fuck? Got it. Okay, you do gotta love the progression though. It starts with Atori barely recognizing Yu's existence, or at least that was what was in Yu's mind, to now she's kind of like obsessed herself with Yu. So, like, it's a double attraction thing. They're just both taking it different directions, which, granted, you might be totally down for the dog thing. Suzuka is like the only one that's not as here for it. Then again, she also was the first one to think of Yu in the cosplay as a whole instead of just the ears and stuff. But let me just hold on. She's just casually singing some sort of obsessive song, but it's almost like some ritual summoning. Cashew! And here's the moment where all kinds of thoughts start coming into her mind of, all the positive things, like friend, best friend, girlfriend, lover, and just all that kind of thing just piling up in her brain. And then she's probably going to spew out something ridiculous. What do you mean impertinent? She's asking you to do it, so, well, it's about time, right? Y'all are friends now, right? At least. I like how she's trying to frame it for her and lead her in the right direction. Which, to be fair, is insane. And, like, I don't know. Again, y'all are, like, not okay, well, never mind. I was about to say they're not anxiety-ridden high schoolers, but literally at least two of them are anxiety-ridden high schoolers. But, like, she's not. So Atori could be upfront and, honest about what's in her mind. And she kind of is, but also kind of not. Same with Suzuka. She thinks she found an answer, but did she? Okay, but, like, that is the most negative thing that could have come to mind. Unless she's kind of like going in the direction of she's the beginning and the end. To which she definitely could have said that a better way. That is what I was referring to earlier when she was having the dog thought process. Like, sorry, I muted myself. I was having a little coughing fit there. That's the exact thing I was thinking of when she was having that dog thought process earlier. So, like, it came full circle. And she's like, well, that's not what I was referring to. But she's comparing herself to Rue. Meanwhile, Yu is like, but I could not even fathom doing that. The way they're just, like, in the middle of a casual argumentation. It's kind of funny, though. See? Simple, straightforward, the exact kind of thing she was probably looking for. Okay, well, she's not being referred to as a clam, so maybe it's not the exact thing she was hoping for, but close enough, right? She's still nudging her in the direction to be called a clam, basically. While they're fucking around like this, let's think on a realistic place rather than an anime place. How fucking late to either class are they going to be? Because they're dicking around like this. And granted, this is anime, so, like, class schedules are really just a matter of awkward or humorous situations 90% of the time, but it still is funny just to think that they're just standing there for like 20 minutes and nobody's trying to find them for some other reason. And it's giving us a realistic time, too, of 5 minutes. So, like, they'd already been arguing for 5 minutes, or, well, not arguing, but talking about it for 5 minutes. That means in total it's been at least 10 minutes. And she seems like she, like, has some super smart answer by just telling you this. And you're probably going to be confused as all get out. Meanwhile, for the first time ever, you're just kind of staring at her like, what are you even talking about? Tori, just... What? It's so awkward for her. Like, it's not coming from her heart or her mind. It's just kind of something that she was told to say, and she's just like, I don't know how this feels. Why are we shellfish all of a sudden? Atori senpai, that's pretty selfish of you. Hey, she used the word relationship. That's promising, right, you? Yeah, and she doesn't know how quite to get that point across, all things considering. So she's gonna have to put up with it until Atori, like, forgets about that whole thing. She probably won't. Yeah, honestly, that probably feels really awkward for her too, all things considering, because she has, like, worshipped and respected everything to do with her. And in this case, she just can't do it, fam. Which, full disclosure, obviously, listen, if any of us had like a hot redhead giving us attention of, any time, place, or whatever, we'd probably respect most of their opinions. Being called something insane like that, I don't know if I could. Then again, I'm also at that point in desperation to where I at least give all those obviously fake people on social media and stuff 2 seconds to, like, prove they're real or not. 0 of them have done it successfully. Is Rue really jealous of that? She actually understood the assignment. That's crazy. Meanwhile, Suzuka is just like, there's not a strong, or, which is a lie. It's slightly a lie, by the way, because, like, nicknames can be strong or weak, whether it be, like, in actuality or just in spirit, because, like, if you call somebody a slug, or, military-wise a maggot, that's a pretty weak nickname. Doing well on tests is not something that bad girls do, you. Okay, well, that's actually probably a slight lie, because I'm pretty sure somewhere in anime history, there are actual GRs that, like, get good grades, so... Now, being a teacher's pet, that is definitely not a thing bad girls do. Meanwhile, Suzuka's seeing all this, like, weren't you trying to be a bad girl? And yet you're doing all this good girl stuff. You really are kind of missing the mark, aren't you? Then again, you're winning Atori's, like, affection, so I guess job well done either way. Yeah, and she's pointing it out. I have a feeling she has this opinion about you a lot. Like, being her best friend, childhood friend even, possibly. I have a feeling that this is an opinion a lot. Listen, this is what happens when you, like, just put something on without any preparation. Even if it's just a clip-on, should at least, like, moisturize your ears a little bit. Or am I insane for thinking that? Because I feel, I don't know, some sort of cream or moisture on the ear before you put clip-ons even might, like, reduce the pressure that you're feeling. I could be wrong. I've never even worn fake earrings, so I wouldn't have a clue. I mean, for cosplay, I might, like, get some one day if I ever, like, do more of it. But also, I also wouldn't be an idiot like some people. And this is why Suzuka is her best friend, because she was able to somehow change them to not hurt as much. Good job. Exactly. She got, like, a lot more comfortable with the idea of Atori noticing her, so she was like, maybe I don't need to do the bad girl thing as much. Maybe that's not what she's seen in me. Especially because, well, she sees me as a bitch, not quite in the bad girl fashion. Okay, but, like, no, it's not gonna work for you that way. Because being a delinquent is about more than just being bad and violent, or yeah, it's more about being bad. It's more about violence, but also, here's the thing. A lot of those other ways than just violence to being a bad person usually also comes down to just being not a good person. And, like, I know that's kind of what it's supposed to mean, but also even bad people can be good people, you know? I, mm, no, that's not. I mean, kind of. Like, if it's a one person bike, 2 people riding on the same thing isn't really a bad person thing. It's slightly dangerous depending on, the size of the bike. But, and don't get me wrong, like, two people riding the same bike can be a romantic thing too, so isn't this just you being gay again? Eh. Okay, in that instance, I kind of understand. Also, what the fuck is with the pompadours that are in all of your cliche bad boy appearances in majority Japanese related films? Or anime, I guess, because we've seen a lot of characters with that exact kind of thing going on, and they're usually like the rough and tough type. I use quotations clearly because, like, I don't know, the two examples of that exact character are Kuwabara and Rio, and those are both genuinely good dudes. Like, they might come across as assholes, but they're genuinely good dudes. Pause. You're gonna send Senpai a video of you doing that. Now, your Senpai, who is even further Yuri-coded than you are, weirdly, isn't going to, like, take that as some sort of attack on you two's friendship or whatever. Because she knows that you two are even better friends, but also maybe that she take that as, like, an assault on the relationship that you guys are seemingly starting to have. Because listen, again, two people riding a bike together in general, especially like a bicycle, not a motorbike, can be more romantic than, bad, so... But then again, as Suzuka pointed out herself just moments ago, you is an idiot. What? And she just decided to put up with it because they're friends. Suzuka's basically Yamcha posing by this point. And I'm not even going to get started on you because, well, I don't have to say anything. No, it's that two people can't balance on a normal bicycle, dumbass. Can you not ride a bike? Like, full disclosure and admittance, I can't ride a bike. I'm an old man. But also to that point, I've never really had the best sense of, like, balance off my own 2 feet. I barely have balance on my own 2 feet. Is it alive? That brings up several questions, though, to be fair. Okay, well, maybe not several, but definitely the primary of how do you even own one if you don't know how to ride one? I owned one because, like, my cousin gave me one, and I just kind of looked at it and then at him and went, this is never going to happen, right? And he kind of looked at me and went, oh, yeah, you'll try it, you'll try it. I gave that bike to my neighbors to, like, give to their kids or sell or something. Okay, that's kind of understandable, if you can't do it when you're a kid, maybe try when you're a little bit more grown up, and hey, maybe for beginner's luck. It's totally possible. Especially with, like, trying to ride a bike when you're a kid, your body's still developing, so your sense of, like, gravity and, balance isn't quite there. So you try again when you're older, more developed, and, well, she's developed. But apparently she's too top heavy now that she can't ride a bike properly because she never trained when she was younger. Please tell me she's not about to put training wheels on Yu's bike. That's exactly what she is about to do. And, like, granted, on the one end, at least she's just riding between their two properties, so the only people that will see that are their parents, maybe. As long as she doesn't, like, record it and send it with the training wheels in shot to Atori. Oh, you totally look uncool with that. The shit-eating grin on Suzuka's face, though, while Yu's just, like, panicking about looking uncool. Which, again, with camera shot, Depends. To some extent, you say. Okay, let's start off with the main problem. It's not even the training wheels. It's the basket. Like, a basket on a bicycle is probably the least cool thing you can have on your bike when you're a teenager and up. Unless you, like, are genuinely carrying shit somewhere. Then it might not be so bad, you know? Have a basket on your bike and you're, like, an adult, but you're able to put your fucking booze in there or something. Easier travel. But if you have a basket in your bike and there's nothing in there and you're just kind of riding around like la di di da da, it looks kind of lame. And she's just so happy she gets to record this moment. That's crazy. It's kind of true though, which is insane, but you know, actually, crazy thought process to ask this question, but does that mean if, like, her and you are the ones to, like, have a long-term relationship, does that mean she's the dad? Yeah, I guess actually that kind of makes sense. Like, if it's you and Atori getting together, it's kind of hard to call, but Suzuka and you, yeah, no, she's definitely the manly one. And she's even doing the push and release method. Also, the two different shades of pink totally screams gay, and I'm even further here for that. I even forgot the whole point to why they started doing it. Honestly, that's adorable in of itself. I don't know if that's quite true. Failure. Wait, hold on. Actually, this whole thing is probably not terrible. Actually, probably better off the sideways, right? For the X, yeah. Like that. This whole thing definitely. There's so many things that just hit my brain at one time. Like, number one, is the other one supposed to be her sister? I'm assuming as such because it's like the weekend and her day off, and yeah, this is an anime, so their hair colors don't need to match per se, I guess. But also, and excuse me for the obvious thing of, you know, this is kind of a thing I have to say, like when she thought of you in the dog outfit of, please tell me she did not send it with the training wheels. She sent it with the okay, but they stuck the training wheels on just for like the scene, the recording of them together on the bike, which I mean, I guess for balance sake, kind of makes more sense. She's so confused, which is again understandable. And now the blue-haired chick joined them in the midway cutscene. Rue does not know how to fly. Abort mission. Abort mission! Oh, this is the first time she gets to meet you. This should be great. Yeah, having, like, your crush that close to you whispering directly into your ear, it does have some kind of effect. Been many, many years since that's been any kind of relatable thing, but also a good potential thumbnail. I still believe in your fueled thumbnails for shows like this, but she even recognized what those sounds were. That's crazy. Oh no, she fully understands. Uh-oh. For 2 seconds there, I think she was imagining you as a raccoon. Okay, I thought this one was just going to be weirded out by a bunch of shit Atori thinks of. But now I feel like she's going to fuel it further. Oh no. Oh no. Pause. The look in her eyes also does remind me, though. Wonder if we're gonna, like, get more exposition on that snake-like girl from Oshinoko next season. Because, like, that's supposedly gonna be coming back within the next, like, several months, so... like, the immediate time, like, as soon as she appeared on screen, it reminded me of that chick. And now it does kind of more because while her eyes aren't snake-like, her attitude definitely is. Of course you are the gayest one of all. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the gayest of them all? Actually, like, honestly, I thought you would be the, like, queen gay. You know, I thought Rue would take up after her in that regard because she kind of started having her own feelings for you. And Atori started having her own feelings for you. And Suzuka started to think of you as maybe more than a friend in a little bit of a way. But her? Queen lesbian in this show. Which, honestly, completely valid and understandable, by the way. What did I say? Snake-like mentality. Even the writers of the show understood the assignment they were putting out and how to make us understand it immediately. No, honestly, so fucking good how I captured that immediately just from the first fucking look at her. Like, and the minute she admitted to, like, her mindset on things, that just cemented it. But also, by the way, a base as fuck way to do things. Which is very frowned upon as an adult to do that kind of shit, but as, like, a teenager, very smart. Honestly, shit. Maybe I would be able to tolerate the fucking working world past all the idiots that exist out there if I could find a job that was, like, good to try and meet women. But unfortunately, most of the jobs like that, you meet them as, like, consumers, so getting anywhere is usually frowned upon and not easy. Hey, yo? Yeah, they fell out of your hands because she told you to make something happen. Raising that what? I've heard the word used before in this show. What is she referring to? Of course you messes up her name. Speaking of reading, at some point I really should, like, try to get to my own library and pick up some manga, because there are definitely some anime that it probably would be faster to just read it. Like One Piece. Hey, yo, wait a minute. Oh, that sign flip, though? Hey, yo, but, like, she's setting up way too much preparation here. I mean, granted, they're probably going to be interrupted by Atori for whatever she might have in mind, but god damn. Hey, yo, wait, what do you mean by that, you? I think you is actually understanding what's going on here, and it's starting to send her through the roof. Like, maybe not into the stratosphere like any thoughts about Atori, but I think this is actually starting to make her hit the roof. You just in that moment was like, wait, is she hitting on me? Is she hitting on me? Wait a minute. Listen, the number of thumbnail material that has appeared in this episode is insane, by the way. And, like, there are really just some times where I want to just make a fucking collage for the thumbnail. I know that's, like, nothing people like or anything, so I don't usually. But also, it's very hard to choose just one image. In that moment, you understood. Wow, just you outright reject. See, that's also the thing, is if your feelings are so, like, solidified onto one person, you're not gonna just fall into anybody's trap. And matter of fact, this might just break her confidence a little bit, which would be unfortunate, but it's also kind of funny to see that happen sometimes when, like, the queen lesbian's snake-like prey just denies them outright, and it just shatters their entire being. Like, wait, what? You're turning me down? Oh, well, this has never happened. She tried to do some... She's trying to do some crazy shit with Atori there. And she didn't even notice. And the better part of the whole thing is you was probably going to just, like, go whoop, right over to her. Yeah, neither of them had any idea. And you with the immediate flustered. Well, yeah, because she's, you know, like that, but she's also only into her right now. Well, yeah, because she has a singular crush on Atori. Which is weird, because it really is just one of those things... Well, yeah. It's kind of like the opposite of how Wanari is, to where it's totally a Yuri harem thing going on, to where it's you and then everybody else, but you is only really into Atori. Which means it definitely could come down to two of the others, you know, getting together in some way. That's never impossible. But it's also a matter as to whomever you might end up with in that case. Which, like, with the new blue-haired girl in the mix, that's even crazier to consider, because, you know, you kind of figure that, obviously, you and Atori, probably your top ship there. You know, maybe Ru and Suzuka would be getting along or something to that level. But now you have the blue-haired chick to be in the mix, and it's just like, Well, you're just now realizing that? That she's gay, but she's not, like, gay? And now she's just gonna fuck with them both, just for funsies, as one would expect. Actually, this could go the other way. Instead of Atori getting jealous about the situation, both of them showing affections for you at the same time, just to make poor you explode. Never mind. It's going in a combative direction. Ah, she said it. She said the thing. You're in. You're in the clear, you. I've been promoted. Yes, you have. You are in the clear. See, even the humor of a thumbnail like this would be great. Such a threatening aura. Like, yeah, honestly, I think the blue-haired chick is literally just in there to snap at whatever she can. Like, she's not even going to be with anybody. She's just in there to snap at whoever she can. And, like, her priorities right now might be those two. But if she meets the other two, nobody says that she will not snap at them. Ru was in there the whole time. Literally the whole time. Like, between the gay shit between the blue-haired chick and you, and then the whole situation with, you know, Atori waking up. She witnessed all that shit, and it's just like, what is up with those people? Am I starting to become like I'm starting to become like those people. Yeah, because she kind of locked up for the day, so, you might need to just kind of knock on the door and hope a teacher hears you. Yeah, kind of knew the outro was going to hit right then. Oh, wait, we have the after credits comedy bit. Oh, no. Oh, this is not going to go well. Like, with the usual way they do these things in anime, she's going to come to the door with a mask on and probably also have, like, the worst choice in clothing and or hairstyle. They'll probably make them think she's a delinquent even when sick. How can they be intimidated by that? Like, she's wearing pajamas and a robe. Okay, well, they're not intimidated. They actually were just immediately struck with, oh, she's cute. Yeah. Okay, the random art at the end of episodes, though, literally, just an applause for the artist, though. Because even if it's not related, okay, it technically is related to the plot, a big round of applause for the artists that do the after episode images. Because this is really cool. Like, it's not just, like, an attractive thing. It's actually really fucking cool. Which, speaking of the fuck word, I think I went the entire episode with only saying that once. And low-key proud of myself for that one. Honestly. Like, maybe because of that fact that YouTube will actually, like, push this out a little bit more. I don't know what restricts it usually, so I can only hope. Anywho, with her addition into the show, this is going to be even crazier. Are they just going to, like, introduce us to a new lesbian every other episode? Because I'm fine with that, with shows like that, especially when it's specifically for the bit, and that makes it even better. But yeah, I really don't know what to field in this one. Let's start with I really don't know what to use as a thumbnail image because I saw at least like 5 possible thumbnails. So I guess y'all will see when the episode actually comes out. And hey, if you click on the episode and think I could do a better thumbnail, let me know. Because it's not hard to change a thumbnail. It's a simple matter of taking a new screenshot. So depending on what I choose, if y'all think I can do better, let me know in the comment section because it's always appreciated to hear people's opinions about stuff. But before we get to that whole bit, of course, I'll give my thought processes on the episode being... Well, actually, I think I did pretty much already give my thought processes on the episode of, you have your harem protagonist, you have everybody else who's starting to kind of be into her, and while only one is the actual match that she'll end up with, the rest of them are still kind of there. And also, of course, this being a new stable to Yuri Monday as of a month ago, I am so happy to have, I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, while they haven't done any, giving us the goods, as I like to put it, they've definitely been screaming in that direction since the beginning, and I'm here for it. Especially taking away, the moral considerations I usually do, even so. But that said, you can let me know your thoughts on all of that, whether to do with the episode, the plot, the new character's part in things, or whatever it might be in the comment section. As well as your thoughts on any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Or just whatever else you want to drop down there. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channel in the description. Ring both bells like Facebook, follow Twitter, and Blue Sky to keep updated with things. TikTok, Patreon, get the full internet visuals and audio, the stuff I upload here, starting in October, because they're weird and wait a whole next month after I get a new subscriber to let me start doing shit. But it is still, appreciated if you go subscribe over there, because at least that means I'll be able to upload shit consistently, right? Go follow Twitch Prime for free. Helps me out immensely for the temporary, this for the long term. Check out the playlist here, like run through of conversations with the stuff within whatever. Check out the video recommended to you by YouTube here, or if you're watching the smaller version, the bigger version, to see what you missed. Until next time, been the Blazer King with King's Critique. Out, ta-ta for now. Peace.